Welcome to this YouTube channel of K-Leaders. I'm Francis Chen. In the last episodes, I do share with you the various means to reduce share capital of a Hong Kong company. In this episode, I would like to share with you on how members' voluntary liquidation can help with the return of capital to shareholders. If this is your balance sheet, you have net assets of $12.5 million and capital of $12 million. If you go through the capital reduction process, you can reduce your $12 million capital into any amount which will be more than $0, with at least one ordinary shares in issue. However, if it is your intention to close down the company shortly after the completion of the capital reduction process, then I would suggest you to consider the option of members' voluntary liquidation, MVL. Let's see how it works. Before you can start the MVL process, one important criteria you must satisfy. You must make sure that the company is solvent. Solvent means that the company's realizable value of assets will be able to pay off all its liabilities in full, present, future, loan, and contingent. In example, we have $12 million of net assets, so the company is solvent and can go into MVL. To commence the liquidation process, the board of directors need to pass resolutions for the consideration of the members of the company. These resolutions include the resolution to place the company into liquidation by way of MVL, to appoint liquidator in charge of the liquidation process. The directors also need to look into the financial position of the company and make sure that the company is solvent. With that comfort, the directors need to execute a certificate of solvency. That certificate is to record that the board has looked into the financial position of the company and make the conclusion that the company is able to pay off all its debts in full within the next 12 months. With the certificate of solvency and proposed resolutions, the members can then decide whether to pass special resolutions to approve the liquidation of the company. Once special resolutions are passed, the liquidation commenced and liquidator appointed. Upon the appointment of liquidator, all powers of directors ceased. The liquidator will take charge of all the administration of the company and will handle all filing and advertising requirements in relation to the commencement of liquidation. If the company still have any remaining assets and liabilities, the liquidator will also handle them in the appropriate manner. Obtaining tax clearance is a very important process that must be attended to by the liquidator. Upon receipt of the tax clearance, the liquidator will then assess the amount of surplus assets available for distribution purpose. If the shareholders want to receive the liquidation distribution shortly after liquidation commences, then the shareholders need to agree with the liquidator in advance before that arrangement can take effect. In the example, the company has $12.5 million of net assets. In normal situation, the company has to make sure that the company has sufficient profits to accommodate a dividend payment. In liquidation cases, it's very different. The liquidator is only obliged to look at surplus assets. So if the $12.5 million are the surplus assets of liquidation, the liquidator can, regardless of whether that $12.5 million representing share capital or profits, can distribute all these assets to the shareholders in cash and in specie. Once the liquidator is satisfied that there is no outstanding matter in this liquidation, the liquidator can call the final meeting to finalize the liquidation. The notice of final meeting must be advertised in the Hong Kong Government Gazette and give 1 month notice. That 1 month notice cannot be shortened in any case. Provided that there is no unforeseen circumstances, most of the MVL cases can be completed within 9 to 12 months. In the screen, there are two legislation which are to govern liquidation cases in Hong Kong. If you're the named liquidator, I would strongly recommend you to read through these two ordinances if not yet done. It is so important for you to understand the law requirements so that you can perform your duty in a proper manner. You should also be aware that if you do not perform your duty properly and reasonably, you may be subject to prosecution and personal exposure. You should take proper advice from liquidation professional before you go ahead with any decision. Liquidation is a very serious process. Once it commenced, it cannot stop without a court order. MVL can be a method for you to expand the return of capital to shareholders, and it's very common in corporate restructuring exercise. MVL is also a means to close down a company. In the next episode, I would like to share with you another option to close down a Hong Kong company, which is application for deregistration. So please stay with us and see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe and share with your friends. Look forward to your continued support. See you next time. Bye-bye.